cross we have to bear. But there is one or two in here that are mildly amusing. There's one here which is a story about Dirac. Now, Dirac was a professor of experimental physics. He was here in Cambridge in the 1920s and 30s. He discovered very, very many important theoretical concepts, including electron spin. He was, however, not much of a conversationalist, it has to be said. And he was notorious for being literal-minded. So this story is, he's in America and he's being hosted by some important people. And the person sitting next to him is struggling for something to say. And he says eventually, after some desperation to Professor Dirac, "Isn't it windy today?" No reply. Instead, Dirac gets up from the table, goes to the door, looks outside, comes back in, sits down and says, "Yes." And then, after another incident, he's being interviewed by a newspaper man. And the newspaper man says, "Professor Dirac, is what you study difficult to understand?" "Yes." "Would you like to explain it to our readers?" "No." Long pause. "Tell me, Professor Dirac, do you ever go to the movies?" "Yes." "When do you go to the movies?" "In 1920. Perhaps also in 1930. Yeah, that's Dirac for you. Now, this is a slightly different one. This is one about how to tell whether you're an actual scientist or not. And there's a whole list for you to check off. And it says you have to check off that you have no life and you can prove it mathematically. You know what vector calculus is, but you can't remember how to do division. You've actually used all the functions on your calculator. You always do supervision work on Friday evenings. You know how to integrate a chicken and take the derivative of water. You laugh at jokes about mathematicians. The RSPCA has arrested you because you actually performed the Schrödinger cat experiment. You're addicted to caffeine. You consider any non-science subject easy. Well, that's true. You assume that a horse is a sphere in order to make the maths easier. You laugh at any of these. This is my favourite. This is a proof that all odd numbers are prime, right? And it's done by different people. So the first one is done by a mathematician. 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, the rest by induction. The physicist's proof is 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, 9 is experimental error. The engineer's proof: 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, 9 we can build round. The philosopher's proof: 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, 9 is a matter of definition. The theologian's proof: 1 is a prime, 3 is a prime, all other numbers are irrelevant. The social scientist's proof: 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, 9 is a prime. The computer scientist's proof: well, of course, they wrote a program which produced the following output: 3 is a prime, 3 is a prime, 3 is a prime. And finally, the English student's proof that all odd numbers are prime. 1 is prime, 2 is prime, 3 is prime. Well, you get the idea. We have to have our amusements. Now, this Nernst equation that we've derived